Good morning, he, she's, theys, and castaways, and welcome to Sarah and Thomas's Survival Guide.
Yeah, we got another week going. Whoopee!
We did survive. The snow didn't kill us. So to start off with the spectator draft, 3 castaways were voted out: Charlie, Noah, and Yo-Yo Will, who was kind of a draft favorite. Not really, but like a little bit. So we only have 15 out of the 22 drafts that are perfect still. Noah still isn't doing so great. But, I mean, he is tied with Hayden and Michael, who have lost 2 people in their draft. So, maybe it's not so bad. Maybe Noah's underdog draft will become an overdog. Julian, Emmett, Mason, and Madeline have all lost to 1 castaway. 3 of them lost Yo-Yo Will, and then 1 had drafted Charlie.
Yeah. Let's move on to the challenges. So we had the quest board for Challenge 5. Lots of good quests submitted by spectators and production. Some of the highlights were Evan's Sherlock Holmes. Oh, well, not Sherlock Holmes, sorry. M.S. Sherlock Holmes. I'm pretty sure that's French in some way.
He's Sherlock. I'm sure, like, he says, like, I am Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, I was not going to pronounce that right at all. So we have those videos. We have, it's her fault, but the bagel. She was the one who submitted it, and I got a bagel thrown at me. And in the end, I am not legally married to Liam, but it's still there. There's no paperwork, so it's not by law, but it's there.
Survivor law, common law.
We'll see how that holds up insurance-wise. Then we have beautiful Shakespeare renditions. Those were fun to watch.
All right, our next challenge, which is the 6th challenge, was our speed solitaire challenge. Does anyone remember those dealer's decks people were getting? Well, 1 castaway had used theirs. That was Evan.
Shaved off what, like 13
yeah, 13
seconds
seconds of it. That's pretty good, honestly, especially for solitaire.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't know why none of the other castaways that had these decks used them, but I mean, I'm not a castaway anymore, so I guess I can't really say. I got the walkie-talkies and never used those, so I guess that's just like on brand. There was a lot of tension because there were people that couldn't finish, even though they tried really hard, and they were kind of shamed for it. Like, oh, really, are you that, like it's fine. Solitaire's kind of hard, okay? Especially when you haven't played it very much.
And when it's on hard mode.
And when it's on Google. I don't like the Google Solitaire. It's not as fun.
Microsoft Solitaire is where it's at.
I have an app.
Oh, you should do Microsoft Solitaire. It's better.
Oh, I don't like dragging it. Like, I like just tapping.
Of course. After that, we had Challenge 7 with dinosaurs. I've never heard of this before, so to see that someone decided, hey, the dinosaur game is boring, when your internet connection goes bad on Chrome. Well, they made it more entertaining by adding power-ups. Doesn't function as good as the original, though. You can't duck, which I think was... I played that game, and that's hard if you can't duck.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when you jump, because sometimes when you jump, you're just going to land on another cactus, and if you crouch, you can go back down to earth quicker. We saw a lot of tension with the Brainiacs this time around. I think they had a lot of issues with their tribe members, especially with them submitting scores last minute. Amy, the Wills, and... yeah, just those 3 pretty much waited until the very last minute to get things in. Especially the Wills. I thought neither of them were going to submit anything, and then Yo-Yo Will had something, and then Will Bruce, and I was a bit surprised. Didn't help Yo-Yo Will at all, since he got voted out.
He got voted out. Oh, wait, no, it was this challenge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so for the 3rd tribal, this is after the quest board challenge where the flamingos swept. They kind of. This 3rd tribal, the Brainiacs went to council, voted out Charlie. Really nothing that important happened. We were trying to schedule an interview with Charlie. and all the other voted out castaways. So if you got voted out and you're somehow seeing this video, contact us, please.
Don't be a delinquent. That's
We're
bad.
not mean.
Then we had Tribal 4, that was Flamingos going on the board, and Noah was taken out, inactive. I think it was funny though, he tunes in just right when the voting is about to drop, and with the good old line of, "Hey guys, just want to drop in," followed with, "Ah shit," as he promptly gets voted out. Iconic, honestly.
Yeah.
Come in after not doing anything, and then and then you're gone.
Our 5th tribal happened like last night. It was fast. That was the speed run one, right? Or was Noah's speed run?
No, this was speedrun.
Yeah,
We
they just really did it. Yo-Yo Will was voted out, kind of detrimental to a lot of drafts. I was kind of surprised. I thought they were voting Will Bruce, and then they didn't. And I guess so did Amy. Amy outed herself to Will Bruce, basically saying she voted him on, well, kind of on accident, but honestly, I feel like it's kind of on brand for Amy to do. She might have done that on purpose. But I mean, I'm kind of confused as to why they voted Yo-Yo Will rather than Will Bruce, considering that Yo-Yo Will, like, was fairly active. He wrote the Power World essay, and he did the A to Z challenge.
Yeah.
And maybe this week was just hard for him, but, like, it was, that, to be fair, you know, you never know. Like, you don't know what goes through a castaway's mind, especially when they don't have all the access to everything. You know, you can't see everyone else's confessional, you can't see the general, their alliance chats and everything, so.
And honestly, I think everyone else was kind of just on the line, you know. You have Will Bruce, Amy, who are not in this alliance, and
Yeah.
they're not doing much to begin with, so I think they were taking out a power player, maybe. Or maybe they thought he was more inactive than the others, which, I mean,
Who's to
I
say?
don't know, but who's to say, right? That's just their decision. We'll never know. Not until we get them on our show, right?
Yeah.
Then we just got done with Yo-Yo Will, yeah. Let's look at the let's analyze analyze the tribes. So we have, both are kind of slumping, if I'm honest. Not much are doing too much. We're not seeing too much activity from others outside of, you know, these major alliances, which is surprising that each tribe has already formed an alliance with this many people this early, and they're all looking to go into the merge, which is something we didn't see last season at all. We saw individuals kind of, you know, networking, but we never saw anything where there was a huge group coordination.
And I think also that's because of the one-on-ones since the beginning. You know, we didn't have to ask, can I have a one-on-one with this person? It's just all one-on-ones.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, since we were just kind of giving them to begin with, you don't have to ask. They felt, well, it's here, so I can use it. Not many people are requesting things except the big brains of the season, which are pretty much ex-castaways, ex-producers and spectators. And if you really want to know what the alliances are looking like, the Brainiacs have Izzy, Cassidy, Duncan, and is it Caitlin? Or
Yeah.
Catelyn?
I think it's Caitlin.
Okay.
I don't know.
Which they're the major for the Brainiacs. However, Ricky was recently added, which I'm still unsure of. I don't think he's really in depth. I think he's just kind of in there for the moment.
I mean, he did go to the in-person challenge.
He did, but I don't think he's really in on the group that much. And then with the Funky Flamingos, Evan, Liam, and Margaret are the larger.
Isabel's kind of in their group, but like she's not as active. So.
Yeah, Isabel. Well, then Rachel could also be because she's in another chat, along with Alec. Alec was in another one. I think Matt
Well, they
too.
just talk about Isabel somehow. Like, Evan was, like, saying, like, Isabel's a good
Yeah.
asset to have. And, like, Liam was like, yeah, Isabel's great. So it's like, she's kind of part of their alliance, but also she's not.
Yeah, not too much.
Not as much as Margaret. You know, like, they've met in person multiple times.
Currently, they don't have that much of numbers compared to the Brainiacs right now.
Right.
The Flamingos are pretty scattered, and if
They have a technical number advantage because
they do.
they've alternated tribal councils, you know, Brainiacs, Flamingos. So
Yeah.
Flamingos, step it up this challenge, or else it will continue the pattern.
And even in terms of numbers, we had which one had the score multiplier of all the ones submitted? Was that Dinosaurs? I think it was. Yeah, it was Dinosaurs. All the scores were added up, then multiplied by the number of people who participated. That gave the Flamingos an advantage because they had numbers advantage to begin with.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, good for them, I guess. But from that point,
But at that point, I don't think they had a numbers advantage because they had just voted out Noah.
no, because they won Abby over.
Oh.
And they've
Yeah.
always had one more person from the start, and we've been in and out, in and out. But right now, I believe we're down to 5 on, or 7 on the Brainiacs. Let's take a look. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. 7 on the Brainiacs, and then if I remember the Flamingos, which I don't, 2, 3, 4, 8. So now they're down to 8. Which it wasn't that way not too long ago.
Yeah. All right, now moving on to the Castaway of the Week. My pick was Cassidy because she's been using her confessional not as well as I did. But, you know, she's using it more than just the submissions of the hosts, talking to the production members. Unlike Evan, she talks to more than just Gannon. But I think it's kind of funny how Evan does that. Like, Evan and Liam, they've been using their confessionals, but we've already talked about them. You know, I think it's time to give some Cassidy some praise for her confessional, because she's been confessing, okay? Confessing right now.
And then my Castaway of the Week is simply Liam. If you saw the videos, you know. That's all I have to say.
I mean, you're married, so.
I don't have a ring to show for it.
Okay. Anyway, that's all for this week. It's time for us to go back into the cookie clicker mines to harvest the delectable cookies for this challenge.
Yeah.